This is the unsolved murder of Teresa Allor. Teresa Allor was born in October 1959. When she was a teenager, she was described as free-spirited and adventurous. She loved to hike and rock climb. She even went skydiving. In the fall of 1978, Teresa was 19 years old. She was enrolled in the Champlain College in Lennoxville, Quebec, Canada. Teresa lived in one of the two dormitories next to each other, and they were about 9 miles away from the campus. On Friday, November 3rd, 1978, Teresa had attended her classes. She was supposed to catch a bus at 6:15 p.m. when school was finished to go back to her dormitory, but she missed the bus. The next bus was at 11 p.m. Back then, many students would hitchhike if they missed the bus to go back to the dorms. In fact, in the school handbook, they gave tips on how to hitchhike safely. At around 9 p.m. that night, one of Teresa's friends said that she saw her at the dormitory next door to her own. Teresa's brother, Andre, lived in that dormitory. Andre was not in his dorm that night. It was maybe possible that Teresa went to his dorm to visit him. Teresa asked her friend for a cigarette. That was the last confirmed sighting of Teresa alive. The college didn't take attendance back then because students were always in and out of the dormitories. No one noticed that Teresa was missing for about a week. Andre, her brother, is the one that called his parents to say that Teresa was missing. Her parents then called the police, but the police didn't do much. They were assuming that she just ran away. They didn't even form a search party to look around the dormitories. The college also didn't help much. They continued charging Teresa's parents her tuition fee and her dorm fees. Teresa's parents finally gave up and tried to hire a private investigator, but he couldn't find where she went or what happened. Teresa's family went through the entire winter without knowing where their daughter is and what's going on with her missing or where she was. On April 13th, 1979, about 5 months after Teresa went missing, a man was setting traps for muskrats on a country road a little more than half a mile south of Teresa's dorms. Lying next to the river, he saw what he thought it was a mannequin. He got a closer look. He realized then that it was the body of a young woman. The police were called, and the officer that arrived on the scene saw the body of Teresa Allor. She was only wearing her underwear and bra, a watch, a ring, and earrings. Her clothes were nowhere to be found. Her body was badly decomposed. The officer did a visual exam of the body, and he saw that there were strangulation marks on her neck. Teresa's body was sent to a local medical laboratory. An autopsy was performed. The results were conclusive. On the autopsy report, the medical examiner wrote that Teresa's death was a violent death of undetermined nature. It wasn't clear if she was sexually assaulted. The police concluded that she must have been partying and did an overdose on drugs and just wound up there at that location with some friends, and they think she did a reaction to the drugs and alcohol that she took, like an overdose. Or even they say that maybe her friends dumped her body there. Why would they do that? They could have dumped her body at school. I don't think that's true. They even thought of a possibility that Teresa took her own life. 10 days after Teresa's body was found, her wallet with all her identification was found on the side of a country road near Lennoxville. It was found between the dormitory and the college campus. What was odd about the wallet is that it was outside throughout the winter and it was still in good condition. The clothes that Teresa was wearing the night she went missing were never found. At about 300 feet from Teresa's body, there was a garbage bag with women's clothes inside that was found, but the clothes was confirmed to not belong to Teresa. On the same week that Teresa went missing, a pair of hunters found some women's clothes nicely folded up in the woods, resting neatly on a log at about 35 miles away from where she was found. They reported the finding to the police. An officer went to the woods, but he couldn't find the clothes. Aside her bra and her underwear, the only piece of clothing they found was a scarf that was given to Teresa by her mother. She was wearing it on the night she disappeared. It was found on the same day her body was found, in a cornfield not far from the body. It had been torn into pieces. For years, Teresa's brother John, the youngest, was haunted by his sister's death. He didn't think it made any sense that his sister overdosed on drugs. Why did her friends dump her body on the side of the river? Always wondering, why would they do that? Why hide it? He would think, why not dump her at a hospital or at the school so someone can find her faster to attend to her? And also, why would they take her clothes and wallet for? Another problem with the overdose theory is that, according to the toxicology report, there were no traces of drugs or alcohol in Teresa's body. John was 14 when his sister died. So I decided to show you the school where she went to. Since now you know the story, we'll have a look around. It was a pretty big school. So the last time she was seen was on the grass here somewhere. She was supposed to get on her bus to go to her dorms. Her friend didn't see her on the bus, so she said, oh, well, that's okay. She'll take the late bus. This is the school, how it looks today in 2021 compared to the late 70s, early 80s. It's pretty big, so I decided to film it by car. So now we're gonna trace her last steps, where she was supposed to go to get back to her dorms. School is there, so she would have to walk now because she missed the bus. This is where she would have to pass to get to her dorms. It was a real long distance to walk. So once she got at the corner of the street, she would have to walk all of this street also. But mind you, things have changed since then. There's a little bit more traffic, and some things are here that weren't there back then. We have now arrived at the end of the last street you just saw, but of course there was no roundabout back then. This is the street where her dorms are, but it's still like 2 to 3 kilometers away. So for sure she hitchhiked to get to her dorms. We are still on that road that had the roundabout. So for sure she hitchhiked a ride, but here is the farthest she went with that ride. We are going to turn soon and go where her body was found. Right here. She was supposed to continue to the next little town, but she never got that far. So she must have been panicking when she saw her driver turning on this street. The street has turned into a dirt road. She must be really panicking right now in the dark, wondering where her driver is taking her. There was no reason to turn to this road. So from that dirt road, the driver turned here. They must have stopped here. What happened next? The only thing we know is that she was found here on the side of the water. Facing down, half naked. So I'm gonna set up and we'll try to do necrophonic here and try and speak to Teresa. So we're gonna try and get in contact with Teresa Allard. That was a car passing on the bridge. We'll start necrophonic. And I have the word dill. We'll start by that first. Pas obligé de me montrer, mais elle est proche pour l'enregistrer. Okay. Teresa, are you here? Is there someone here by the name of Teresa Allard? I have come to ask you a few questions on what happened to you. Would you like to answer my questions, please? Okay. Here I have a meter and a ball. If you touch it, I'll know that you are here. I also have another way of communicating, Teresa. I have my rods here. You can touch them. If you cross them, that means yes. And if you don't cross them, that means no. Teresa, are you here? If you are here, please cross the rods for me. Thank you. Car going by again. I am at the location where you have been found after being disappeared. Okay, thank you. They found you here in the water, facing down. Okay, thank you. Do you know who did this to you? Okay. Tractor. That was a tractor going by. Do you know who did this to you? Okay. Did Did you know this person as a friend? Okay. You've missed the bus that day? On your last day of school, you missed the bus? Did you miss the bus? Is that true? So you missed the bus and you decided to hitchhike? You hitchhiked to get to your dorm? Thank you. Were you afraid to hitchhike? Were you afraid to hitchhike? No. Okay. It was pretty common back then to hitchhike? Is it true there was in the student's handbook a little pamphlet saying how to do safe hitchhiking? Okay. Got a word here that came out. Whack. With this rod, Teresa, can you show me where you are standing right now? With this rod, Teresa, can you show me where they found your body? Okay, thank you.
Alex.
Alex?
Reggae. Really.
Do you know someone named Alex? Okay. Is it Alex that did this to you? Yes. Alex is the one that picked you up when you were hitchhiking? Okay. Did you know this person? Did this Alex go to school with you? Okay. Was Alex older than you? Yes.
Symbol.
A symbol? He was a symbol for you? What are you trying to say with symbol? Okay.
TV dead.
Divided. You were divided? Did you do math in school? Oh. Okay. Was Alex in your math class? Divided. Symbol. So Alex was in your math class. Did he offer you a ride home? Did he offer you a ride home? Do you know who found you?
Patrol.
Is that person named George? Okay. Do you know why nobody knows exactly what happened to you? Do you know why? Okay.
Crypt.
A crypt? I'm gonna pick this up and keep it here. Ashlyn. Do you know a girl named Ashlyn? Is she your friend? Lots of mosquitoes. Okay. Common. You have something in common with an Ashlyn? Okay, thank you. Uncross the rods. Were you 16 when you passed away? 17? 18? Okay. Thank you. Send. Do you have a message you would like to send to someone? Okay. For your message, you can say it to the box over there or here. Mouth. Okay. Is this message for your brother? Is this message for your brother? Is your brother named John? Kind? If you say your message, it will record and we will hear it. Rebecca? You know someone named Rebecca? Is Rebecca John's wife? Okay. Landon? Are you talking about Landon, Ontario? Okay. Do you know in what year we are in now? Okay. Thank you. This person that killed you, did you know this person very well? Did this person beat you up? Okay. Did this person rape you? This person threw you here in the water? Did you know you had lots of friends looking for you all winter long? Do you know why the police can't find your killer? Hole. There is a hole in your file. There was a mix-up between two police cars. So your case became a forgotten case for many years. Okay, thank you. Do you know if they're ever going to find your killer? Do you know if Alex is still alive today? Okay. There's mosquitoes, guys, and it's starting to rain. So the one that did this to you is still alive today? Okay, thank you. Amanda. So Teresa, I'm gonna have to go now because it's raining. Would you like me to come back another day? Okay, thank you. So if I understood properly, the driver, the person that gave you a ride, that you hitchhiked with, his name is Alex. Is that right? Alex is his name?
Yes.
Okay. Mosquitoes on my fingers. Okay. So thank you, Teresa. And I'll see if I can come back and speak to you another day since it's raining. I really do hope they find your killer so you get justice. Ravine. Okay. Sorry, guys. So on that note, guys, if you saw or heard anything, please let me know. Leave it in the comments. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing for more videos like this. And I'll see you in the next video. We have arrived at her dorms. This used to be the dorms that she was supposed to go to, but never made it.